Welcome back to Steve Robb Reviews. Today I'm going to explain exactly why I chose the Tri-Fold hard tonneau cover. And for me it was, well, a lot of different reasons, but I'm going to explore some of the reasons why I did it and I didn't choose a soft cover. And well, I've given up on caps because so many times I'm trying to transport something and it's taller than the cap inside, and it just, you know, I gotta haul my trailer. So I decided, you know what, with this particular pickup, I'm just gonna go with a tonneau cover. And I think I've chosen the right tonneau cover for the right reasons. And I'm just gonna take a quick look at the tonneau cover first, and then we'll go in the shop and I'll explain what's the reasons why I chose this. So the first thing was, well, I had to make sure that it opens nice and easy for me. And let's take a look underneath and we'll see how this one is attached and why you should consider another style. The style that is still, you know, tri-folding, because I really don't care for just the one that goes on with Velcro, and you know, they're fine for like if you live in places where they don't have any snow, but they would just cave in as far as I'm concerned when you get lots of snow. So you have to go with the hard cover or go with the soft cover. I've never tried the soft cover. Now I know I have friends of mine that have them and they don't seem to have a problem with them. Now you go up in price, right? You go from the soft roll-up cover, you go to the this style here, and then you go to a more expensive style going up, and it is a different type of bifold. Now this one here, I am surprised, is all aluminum on the top. You can walk on this, it holds up to 300 pounds. And let's take a look underneath and see how it fits. Now we just had like monsoon rains here, so let's take a look and see how much of a job they've did on waterproofing. Because I've had this cover for quite a long time. In the last video I made, you didn't see no tonneau cover on there because I was hauling back something. So, you know, let's take a look and let's see if it looks like inside. Well, the first thing you can see is that's how them latches go. You got this one here, you got that one, and that one down there is like a wing nut on a threaded fastener. And you know, there's no rain in there, there's no nothing in there. And if we take a look at this, you could see how this sits on top of the box. It doesn't sit flush. Now the other style, it sits flush. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to pull this one back, and all I have to do is just flip that up, and I'll bring you back. Okay, so I released the two latches and it just lifts up like this. And what is unique about this one here is you take a look over there and you take a look right here. Well, they actually give you some LED lights. You just press the button and the LED lights come on. Now on my particular truck, I have box lighting already. I've got the lights on either corner. You can see that one right there, and there's one on this side. But you can see how that folds up like that. Now, you can't drive around in that position, so you've got this strap, this one here and this one here. So all you would do is fold it up again, and it connects in this spot here and in that spot over there. But to tell you the truth, I've never done that. All I do is I take it off or I leave it on. Now I've had this for a while, and this is the I guess the third time that I've taken the whole thing off. It takes me about 5 minutes. It takes me 5 minutes to put it back on, and yeah, it's pretty dry in there. I don't see any water and everything. So okay, so I'll just show you this here. This is just my toolbox I leave back here. Just put that over there. And I don't seem to get like a whole bunch of dust in the back of my my box here like I did when I had a cap. When I had a cap on, I don't know why, but I always got like some kind of a suction on the inside that would suck the dirt inside all of the time. So you know, you couldn't really put anything in there. I wouldn't even put my cooler in there because it would just be full of dust by the time I got to my place. So let's go inside, and I'll show you a little bit about this this manufacturer. And you know, I seem to like this a lot because, you know, when it's very well designed, and the rubber gaskets on it Like, I mean, they are just awesome. I mean, there's nothing cheesy here. It's all aluminum, top side, bottom side. And I just want to show you here. I did put, it came with some tape, and you can see how this is a raised area in here. So it does come with some tape, and I put the tape on the top of the box from one side to the other because there was a little bit of a gap. So yeah, they give you about 7 feet of sticky foam tape to go on there, and it's not leaking or anything. And I mean, we had a lot of rain, so, and this is how it goes on. And you know, I'm just thinking if you had like the soft one, yeah, it's a lot lighter, but I don't know about the durability of it. And but I mean, for me, I like the aluminum. You know, it's not plastic, it's not, you know, cheesy material. And let's go in the shop and I'm going to explain a couple of things. Well, let's start off with all the parts that I saved. And this is just the installation sheet. And I'll tell you what, it is so easy to put on and take off. You can see how the clamps work here. Now, it did come with these strips, and I don't need that because on my particular pickup, I've got a top rail that has a plastic covering over top of the side here, so it just clips on the side. And it came with these, and you know, that's the one that I got for my particular truck. And here's that tape. This is the piece that's left over. And it came with some spare connectors, like the plastic connector that goes on here. So it came with the spare connectors, and I thought that was a pretty good deal. And you know, I kept this just for a little bit of a conversation piece here, is do not over tighten. This was on all of the clamps, and I guess people are, you know, just clamping these things down like crazy. You don't have to, you know, go gorilla tight on these things. I mean, it's not going to go anywhere. So this was it here, and this company that I bought it from is called Bison Tonneau Covers, and of course they shipped it to my door for free. And on this particular unit I paid $600 plus tax, and I found, I looked around all over the place, and it was half the price. So you can see the build date here. So yeah, that's last year. So I really like this tonneau cover, and let me just explain the differences between them and why I didn't choose the soft cover. Okay, so the reason why I never chose the soft cover, of course it was a couple of $100 cheaper, is because I have been in trucks that had the tri-fold soft cover, and I've been in trucks that had the other style that were just a complete roll-up. And on them particular units, I found, like this is from years back, you start heading down the highway and that vinyl just starts flapping like this. And you know, a lot of people, it doesn't bother them, but when I hear that buffering and, you know, the noise from the top of the cover, well, that just drives me right squirrely, right? So I mean, that was not an option for me. Plus, when you get into two different versions, now of course you can go buy yourself a hard cover that is all one piece, completely useless to me, and you just lift it up like a big tailgate, and that's no use to me at all. So my only options were the roll-up one, which I did not want, and the other one is called a flip back. And for my particular situation, I didn't want that style. Now, for the one that's the roll-up, it uses Velcro that rides on two rails, one on the left and one side of the other side of the box, and you have to put 3 or 4 clamps along, and then it just, the Velcro just sticks on the sides, and I didn't want that. The second thing was, well, there's not much security in there because anybody can just pull that Velcro off, right? And the tonneau cover one has the soft cover, I mean, has, well, to me, I just didn't want to try the idea of going down the highway, you know, to save a couple of $100 and that thing starts making noise. That would just drive me nuts. Now, I don't know if these ones do that now. I'm talking about technology from 15, 20 years ago, right? So, the hardcover, there's two styles. They're both trifold, but the other one has a rail that goes on the left and the right. And you can see how I have to undo each section with a clamp. It's not a big deal for me, and it sits on top of your box. The other style, well, it sits in the rails, and the latching mechanism on both sides, on the left and the right, it locks into the rails. There's holes in the rails, and all you've got is a cable on one side. You flip it up, pull the cable again, flip it up. 10 times easier than what I have. The only reason why I didn't buy that style is because a lot of times I'm carrying some really odd shapes and everything, and I know for sure I'm going to damage them rails, or I'd have to take them rails off and on and off and on, and I didn't want no part of that, right? The good part about it though is if you don't have any worries about that, the truck itself, if you're looking at your box, mine sits on top. The other style, the flip back style, sits flush with the box on the top. Plus, when you get to your last section that you fold up, it can stay up, and it's got a couple of supports. You just tighten down and you can head down the highway like that. You don't have to take the whole thing right off. So that's a huge advantage there. And I would have gone for that one. I believe it was another $100 if I would have gone for that one. And but I know for sure that I'd be damaging them rails over time. And I thought, nah, why just bother? I mean, for me, the looks to me, I'm not a big deal about fancy looks and, you know, looking fancy and all that kind of stuff, right? So, I mean, for it sitting on top, it's served my purpose well. And the snow comes off very easily. You know, it's a hard cover. It doesn't, you know, it's not like you're going to damage anything like on a soft cover. You know, I'm just thinking about, you know, freezing rain and wet snow and all that kind of stuff. So I have no experience with them except going down the highway and hearing this thing flap back and forth, and I'm going, no, 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 that's not for me. Now this one here with the, it's all encapsulated in aluminum. And, you know, when I seen the video from Bison tonneau cover and the guy's walking along the top, I said, hey, that's for me. That's for me right there. You know, and I can lift this on and take it off, no problem. And, you know, like, what is the purpose of having a tonneau cover, right? For me, the first thing was I got to have some security. So, I mean, when I put all the latches down and I lock my tailgate, that's it. Out of sight, out of mind. And you'd have to pretty well start prying everything apart to see if there's something in there. And most criminals, if they don't see something first, they're not going to break in. And, you know, having a truck cap itself, you know, unless you have absolutely no windows, and I've never seen one yet that had no windows at all, people will go and look inside. If there's something to steal in there, you know, people at nighttime, well, they can break into a truck cap, no problem, right? You know, just bust the back glass and, you know, you're done. This way here, out of sight, out of mind, and for the most of the time, you know, when I compared it to putting a truck cap on that weighs 300 pounds, I always had a fiberglass truck cap, dragging that around all the time for the odd time that I'm going to say to myself, okay, so I'm going to transport something so it's out of the rain. Well, the stuff that I transport, the rain's not going to hurt it most of the time. So, but besides that, you know, when you've got like, say, 23 inches, I think, at the top of the rail of the box, you got 23 inches. What am I putting in there? Most of the time it's just 2x4s, sheet of plywood, or, you know, stuff that's not that tall. And if it is tall, guess what? 5 minutes, take it off, boom, and I can go. So just like the last time, when the last video when you see me up my camp there, that tonneau cover wasn't on there. And what I was bringing back was my cement mixer. So what I did was, I have ramps on the other side of my garage. I could pull the cement mixer up into my garage, and then as you've seen in the video, I can just take the cement mixer, drop the wheels over the front, and put it in the back of my box. I don't have to haul my trailer back and forth like I had to before, because I do not like hauling a trailer. So thanks for joining me here today. I hope to give you some insight on what kind of a tonneau cover you should buy. This Bison tonneau covers I have no affiliation with. I just bought their product. They shipped it to my door for free. The packaging was like bulletproof. There was no way this thing could have got damaged in, you know, in shipping. And You know, when you're thinking about buying a tonneau cover, well, I had no idea what to do, you know, and which style I should buy and that kind of stuff. So I just took my time and thought about my experiences of sitting in the back of somebody else's truck. And like I said, the first thing that come to me was this flapping in the back. I said, no, I can't have none of that. It's got to be lockable. And I like the idea of this one here with the two lights, two LED lights underneath. For me, I've got box lighting already, but for a lot of people they don't, and I think that was a brilliant design idea. And so I mean, if you're interested in looking at a tonneau cover, or you know, one of these bifold or roll up, well, you got to decide on the climate that you're in. I mean, if you're down in some place, you know, the roll up one would probably be fine for a lot of people. I mean, they're only like a couple $100, because if you're not storing anything inside there that's valuable and you don't have snow, sure, I would go along with that one. Now, I really don't think that today's technology, you know, they're all going down the highway flapping and driving you nuts, right? So, I mean, that's just from years ago. Things have changed, right? So thanks for joining me here today. I hope you enjoyed this little bit of an insight on how I made my decision on what kind of a tonneau cover to get. And I think this Bison tonneau cover, well, I've had it for a while now, and so far I can't find nothing wrong with it. It's just, it suits my purposes. So thanks for joining me here today. Come back again. If you haven't seen this channel before, well, you're welcome to subscribe and get some more reviews on products that I buy myself. Nobody sponsors me, and you're getting a real review. Cheers.